Hey, what's up guys? My name is John Baum and welcome to my Stamina Sorcerer PvP non-champion point Battlegrounds build. As you can probably notice, I'm actually in Cyrodiil right now, but that is because I am currently in a non-CP campaign. So my champion points will not matter. Therefore, my stats will be the same as if they were in Battlegrounds. So let's get into the build. This is my tank buster. I made him so that he can be able to get rid of the resistance that tanks have and make them melt like butter. Let's get into the stats. Base stats, he has pretty low magicka at 7,958. I don't use too much magicka on this build, but I do have a couple skills that use it, but my magic recovery is good enough where I don't really need a lot of magicka. His health is sitting at 21k, which is pretty decent. It's not too big, and his stamina is not that big of a deal. He's not really meant to min-max, as you would say. His weapon damage is pretty negligible at 1800. My resistance seems pretty poor also. And now let me buff up real quick. Buffed up, my resistance goes up to 22k, and my weapon damage goes up to 2200, which is good enough to be able to take a lot of people down in non-CP. Alright, I am a stamina sorcerer orc, wherever the heck that is. Yeah, race orc. I think that this would probably be the best race for the build because of the racial bonuses of max health and max stamina, and also the health recovery is really nice. The speed's nice too, but I'm running in heavy armor, so I don't really notice it much. You get a 4% bonus to melee attacks. I do not have any ranged skills at all on this build. So, yeah, I would definitely prefer orc. As in terms of gear, I am currently running Celine's for the monster helm, and this can be swapped out for slime craw, tremor scale, or blood spawn. It's really up to you. I personally prefer Celine's because I have a lot of CC, or I have a couple moves that have CC, and if that Celine comes out, it hits for a ton. Look at that, 12,000 physical damage. It hits like a truck. My second set is Gloom's Grace. You don't see a lot of people running this set, but I personally like it. It adds to the tankiness and survivability. You get 2 item bonuses of max health, which is really useful, and you get a 4% healing taken. That's really nice whenever you're in those situations that you need more healing, obviously. The 5 item bonus, when you take damage from a single target, direct attack, or ability, you have a 10% chance to become a living shadow, causing your light and heavy attacks to heal you for 3,000, whatever the number is. It will probably vary on your build if you want to copy this. And you gain major evasion for 5 seconds. This is really good for survivability, because once I start to get low, if I get hit by a direct damage attack, which there is a lot of them, I will get major evasion for 5 seconds, and my light and heavy attacks will heal. If you're light attack weaving properly, then you'll get a lot of healing just from this set alone. My second set is Spriggan's. I have this for the penetration and the stamina. It just kind of adds to the whole tank buster factor, being able to penetrate through the armor resistance of the enemy. It's just all around a good set. I love Spriggan's. On my weapons, I run the Crusher enchant. I reduce the physical and spell resistance of the target whenever I light attack. On top of that, I have Sharpened, adding more penetration. This weapon is really nice whenever you light attack. you're just eating away at their resistance. It's really nice to have that. And on the back bar, I have just a regular poison. You can put whatever poison you want here, or you could just have the enchant, a disease enchant if you want. It's up to you. It doesn't really make a difference. I just run a poison because I got them from like a daily rewards thing. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Alright, so food. I use Dubious Cameron Throne to get the extra stamina and stamina recovery because this build's stamina sustain is not that good. I find myself using Dark Deal a lot, but it does have a lot of high burst, which I can take down players pretty easily. In terms of potions, I use 2 potions. Both of them are movability. The first one it gives me health and stamina immediately, all in allowing me to become immune to knockback or disabling effects. This one's kind of just whenever I start to get low, I pop this one. I personally like to run the Battlegrounds land grab or flag games where you have to be moving around a lot. So my second potion, I have Major Expedition and Stamina. Especially really good for Capture the Relic. Even though I'm in a heavy armor build, I can go over to the relic, quickly grab it, and sprint back to my relic and capture it. It really comes in handy. And also being immune to knockback and disabling effects during that time makes it really easy to just capture a relic. Moving on to skills, I run on my front bar. I run Pierce Armor. This can be swapped out for Ransack if you want. I've been kind of fooling around with Pierce Armor to just kind of debuff the enemy, whether I have a Magicka build or a Stamina build helping me on my team. Doesn't matter, I'm able to debuff them for everybody. The extra resistance from Ransack is good. I used that for a while, and it was really nice to be able to get that extra resistance for my spammable. But I like Pierce Armor to be able to debuff the enemy for my my teammates that have Magicka builds. My second ability is a Gap Closer Invasion. I love this skill. You press it and they get stunned and they don't even know what hit them. You can put out your whole combo and quickly kill them really quickly just by charging in with Invasion. It's super nice. Resolving Vigor, obviously for healing because I'm running a stamina build. I would not recommend running Echoing Vigor because health sustain is not really an issue, but it's definitely nice to have the extra healing from Resolving Vigor. Hurricane is my major ward and major resolve. This skill is just all around a good skill. Just make sure you keep it up and stuff, and it will constantly proc Implosion, which is really useful if you don't really want to run an execute on your bar. Last skill on the front bar is Reverberating Bash. This skill applies Major Defile to the enemy. So again, going with the tank buster aspect of the build, I can hit the enemy and it afflicts them with Major Defile, reducing their healing received and health recovery by 30%, which is amazing in BGs. People don't have their champion points to rely on, so they got pure stats that they need to rely on, and once you start mitigating their resistance, they just melt like butter. It's incredible. For my ultimate, I have the Sword and Shield ultimate. I currently do not have this morphed. I really want to get it morphed. I haven't had a chance to fool around with the 2 morphs yet, but it's really up to you. Either morph would work if you want to use the Shield ultimate. If not, you can use Negate, which is another good skill just for group utility. You can run Dawnbreaker if you want on that front bar, but I like to have Shield Wall for the tankiness whenever I'm playing Chaos Ball or Capture the Relic. On the back bar, I have Reverse Slice. This is my execute. I like to have this on my bar whenever I get enemies really low, because there's these sorcerers and people that'll just shield stack or just be able to go and cloak, and they just heal up from ridiculous health, and it's just dumb. I like to kill them as quickly as possible. My next, I choose Reverse Slice over Executioner because of the splash damage. It's just really nice whenever you have a whole bunch of people grouped up. My next ability is Critical Surge. You might think that having Rally and Critical Surge is redundant. I personally disagree. I like to have the healing from the critical strikes from my Critical Surge on my bar, just in case I'm in a pickle, and it just adds more healing. So I keep this up as much as possible. If I don't have Magicka to activate it, it's not that big of a deal because I still have Rally to give me the major brutality. Going on to the next skill, Rally. I keep this on my bar because you could take forward momentum to get the immovability resistance, but I personally prefer Rally because of the big juicy burst heal, and I cannot explain how many times it's saved my life just having this on my bar. It's got amazing health and I can't say enough about this skill. Next skill is Streak. You could take Ball of Lightning, the other morph. I personally prefer Streak because if you need to dash through enemies, you will stun them, and if they are not CC immune, that is very useful to stun them, then come back and hit them with an invasion or whatever. Just gap close and get in there. So yeah, Streak is a good escaping tool or offensive tool. But just be careful using this because we do not have a lot of Magicka, and this costs a lot of Magicka. Last skill is Dark Deal. This skill is it's amazing. You hit it and you get stamina and health back. This skill can be bashed, but if you have the sword and shield wall up, then you cannot be bashed and you will be able to hit Dark Deal as much as possible, as long as your Magicka allows it. For my back bar ultimate, I'm running Dawnbreaker of Smiting. This skill is just amazing whenever you have enemies grouped up. I don't have any AoEs except for Reverse Slice, so having the Dawnbreaker Smiting to be able to knock down those enemies and add a really vicious damage over time is it's awesome. I really enjoy it. So yeah, I think that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like and a comment if you have any questions. I'll make sure to answer them. But yeah guys, thanks for watching. Peace.